Hey everyone, welcome back into the Birdland Network where we talk all things Orioles and Major League Baseball. So spring training is done, all the games are in the books, and we are now just 2 days away from opening day for the Orioles. It'll be up in Toronto against the Blue Jays. And of course, just before opening day is the time when everybody does their predictions, their prognosticators come out with their standings, predictions, MVP races, this, that, and the other. And you know what? I'm not going to be any different. Today, I'm going to give you my top 20 predictions for the Orioles. Some bold, some not so bold predictions of the season for the Baltimore Orioles. But before we do that, if you are new here, please consider subscribing to the channel. Just hit that subscribe button and that bell notification. That way, every time we go live or do a new video, you'll be notified. So let's get right into this. So again, it's my top 20 bold predictions. Again, some bold, some not so bold predictions for the Orioles this year in 2025. Number 20 on the list is going to be an easy one. This is going to be the one that I can put in here to make sure that I at least get one right. So don't fault me for this, but I actually did this list up weeks ago, and I'm finally getting around to do the video. At number 20 for me, I am predicting that Zach Eflin is the opening day starter. Yes, I know it's already been announced. I had kind of thought he was going to be the guy anyway. It made sense up in Toronto, away in Toronto. It made sense to put him on the mound. I thought Grayson might be the opening day starter in Maryland, in Baltimore. But Grayson's now on the injured list anyway. But there you go. So that's number 20 for me. Kind of an easy one, obviously. Zach Eflin will be starting opening day for the Orioles. I want to make sure I at least get one of these right. Number 19 for me is this. I predict that multiple Orioles will win Gold Gloves. Whether it's a combination of Gunnar, Jordan Westburg, maybe a Ryan Mountcastle, possibly a Cedric Mullins, maybe a Colton Cowser. I think the Orioles are going to have multiple, or Adley Rutschman behind the plate. There's going to be multiple Orioles that win Gold Gloves this year. I've got this feeling. I think the defense is going to be really good for the O's. I think Gunnar's got another season under his belt. He's going to be a little bit more polished, a little bit more experienced at shortstop. And the rest of these guys are just going to continue to grow. And I think the defense is going to be one of the big assets to the Orioles. And that's why I think number 19 for me, multiple Orioles win Gold Gloves. For number 18, I want to talk about Ramon Urias. My prediction for Ramon is that he does not finish the season with the Orioles. I know a lot of people like him. I'm not the biggest fan, but the Orioles have a lot of position players. I get it. He's a real big super utility guy. But I think the Orioles have other options. And in my opinion, I don't think Ramon Urias makes it through the whole season with the Orioles. Number 17, I'm going to go to Heston Kjerstad. I am predicting that Heston Kjerstad is going to hit 25 bombs this year. At least 25 bombs. Now that's a lot because he's probably only going to get anywhere between 400 to 450 at-bats. He's going to platoon a little bit. He's going to be that fourth outfielder. But the power, the raw power is real with this guy. He was hitting really, really well before he got beamed in the head last year. And I just think he's going to put up really good numbers, power numbers for the Orioles. And I think he's got a real good shot at hitting 25 home runs. Number 16, I want to go to the bullpen, but specifically to Felix Bautista. I am predicting that Felix Bautista, even though they're starting him out gradually and going to kind of ease him back into that role full time, I still think that he's going to get 35 or more saves this year for the Orioles. I think the Orioles are going to play a lot of close games, and I think they're going to need him. And I think once he gets the ball rolling, he's just going to get his opportunities. Obviously, he's going to blow a few here or there. He seems to do that. But I think he's going to be the mountain again. He's going to be dominant, and he's going to get 35 or more saves. Number 15, we're going to go to Jordan Westburg. My prediction for Jordan Westburg this year is that he's going to hit 25 home runs for the Orioles. He's going to have 85 RBIs, but he's going to lead the team in hitting. He's going to be the average leader this year for the Orioles. He's going to hit 300 or better, and he's going to lead the Orioles in hitting. For number 14, we're going to go to Tyler O'Neill. I think Tyler O'Neill is going to have a big season for the Orioles. I think he's going to hit anywhere from 30 to 35 home runs with 100 RBIs. But because he has that big season, I'm predicting he's going to opt out of his contract with the Orioles and go back onto the free agent market next season. He's got a 3-year deal with the Orioles, but he can opt out after the first year. I think he has a really big year for the O's, and I feel he's going to opt out and try free agency again. Number 13, we're going to go to Kobe Mayo. Now, Mayo's starting the season in AAA. I think we all knew that was coming. I know he's not happy, but I think he's going to get called up before the All-Star break, and it's going to be a permanent call-up. I don't think he'll spend another day down in the minor leagues once he's called up. I think it'll happen before the All-Star break. He's going to get the call, and it's going to be permanent this time. Number 12, we're going to go to Jackson Holliday. Now, Jackson Holliday's got to be in this list somewhere. He's got to have some kind of prediction for him, right? Well, we do. I think that with Jackson, he's going to have a nice first full season with the Orioles. Say he's going to hit around 20 home runs, right around 65 to 70 RBIs. But I think he's going to steal more than 20 bases for the Orioles. I'm going to give him anywhere between the 20 to 25 steals for the O's. So that's my prediction for Jackson Holliday this year. A real nice season, nothing over the top, but he's going to have, the pressure's off of him this year. He's going to relax a little bit more. He's going to have a nice season for the O's. Number 11 for me is kind of a team-based thing. I think the Orioles are going to get 5 All-Stars this year. I do. I think the Orioles are going to see 5 All-Stars this year. 5 or more. I think Gunnar, Adley, Westberg, Holliday, possibly Cowser. Maybe in the bullpen you might see a Bautista. But the Orioles are going to have majority of their All-Stars are going to be position players, but I think they're going to have 5 or more All-Stars this year. Now we're into our top 10. And these are where they're getting a little bit more significant or a little bit more bold, I'd say. And number 10, we're going to start with Gunnar. Now, I get it. Gunnar Henderson's going to miss the first 6 games probably at least before he's back in the lineup. Hopefully it won't be more than that, because if it is more than that, it's really going to hurt my next prediction. But I'm going to say Gunnar's going to get anywhere between 40 to 45 home runs, over 100 RBIs. He's going to steal over 40 bases this year. He's going to bat right around 285, and he's going to be the first 40-40 guy for the Orioles. I don't know. I just feel the Orioles are going to run a lot this year. I think they're going to give him the green light. And I think the Orioles, Gunnar Henderson is going to be a 40-40 guy. First 40-40 guy in Orioles history. He's definitely going to get 30-30, I think. I don't think that's even an issue. He almost got it last year. He missed it by 9 steals, I think it was. But I think this year, as long as he stays healthy, Gunnar's going to be a 40-40 guy. And number 9, since we're on the Gunnar Henderson bandwagon right now, we're going to stick with it. And I think Gunnar's going to lead the Orioles in home runs this year. And I think he's going to win the most valuable Oriole for a second straight year. I really do. I think he's going to come out and have another great year. He's going to be really, really influential in the Orioles season. And I think Gunnar's going to going to lead the team in home runs, and he's going to win the most valuable Oriole award for the second straight season. Number 8 for me, we're going to go to Samuel Basallo, the big catcher, the number 1 prospect for the Orioles in the system, or number 2 prospect, right there with Kobe Mayo. Samuel Basallo, I feel, and my prediction is that he's going to get called up to the majors before July 1st. Whether that means Gary Sanchez is released or traded, or somebody gets hurt, God forbid it's Adley or anybody else, I feel he's going to do real well in AAA, and he's going to get the call before July 1st. So Samuel Basallo will be an Oriole before July 1st. Number 7 is going to be more of a team-based thing. I think we're going to have 5 or more Orioles that are going to steal 20 or more bases. It can be any kind of combinations, but I think Mullins, Gunnar, Holliday, Mateo, Cowser, Westberg, all those guys are going to steal a lot of bases this year. I think the Orioles are going to be a running team, and they're going to have 5 or more guys, at least, that are going to steal 20 or more bases. Number 6, this is a big one to me. I think this is kind of bold. And I think he earned his way onto the rotation as the number 5 starter this year, and I think it's smart by the Orioles to get him in there. Of course, that's Cade Povich. You need a lefty in the rotation. Even if it's in the number 5 spot, you need a lefty. And I think Cade Povich has earned his way on the team. And I think he's going to win 10 games this year for the Orioles. And he's going to at least get 20 or more starts. He could even win more than 10 games. But I think he's going to get at least 10 wins for the Orioles. He's going to have a really nice year, which is going to set him up to get even better and better over the seasons. But 10 or more wins, 20 or more starts this year out of Cade Povich. Okay, so now we are down to our top 5. And for me, some of these are bold. You folks might not think they're that bold, but to me, they're kind of bold predictions. So let's get into them. Number 5 for me, either Ryan O'Hearn or Ryan Mountcastle do not finish the season with the Orioles. Whether they finish it because they are DFA'd or traded or what have you, I don't know. But I think that the Orioles are going to find ways to get Kobe Mayo onto this team and it's going to be at the expense of either a Ryan O'Hearn or a Ryan Mountcastle. O'Hearn, I think, is coming up. I think he's a free agent at the end of the year anyway, or next year. Same with Mountie. They're both coming up. They're at the end of their contract times with the Orioles. The Orioles have other options that can go to first base. And I feel one of these two is not going to finish this season with the Orioles, whether it be via trade, released, or what have you. But that's my prediction. Ryan Mountcastle or Ryan O'Hearn will not finish the season with the Orioles. Number 4, and I think this is one that everybody expects the Orioles to do, and I think they will do it. I think that if they're right there in the thick of it in July, that they're going to have to bite the bullet and do it, and I think they're going to trade for a frontline starter. Obviously, I think that's going to happen probably in July, but if they get off to a bad start and they panic, they could do it sooner. But I think the Orioles will go out and seek a frontline starter, whether it be from Seattle or San Diego or somewhere else. They're going to go out and try to get that frontline starter to either keep them in the race or push them over the top as we go down the stretch to the end of the season towards the playoffs. Number 3, and you guys are probably going to really laugh at this one, but I don't know. I just see something in this guy, something different. But I think number 3 for me, Tomoyuki Sagano, is going to lead the Orioles in wins. He's going to get 17 or more wins this year. He's going to have a really nice season. This is a veteran pitcher, one of the most decorated pitchers in Japanese history, in Japan baseball history. He's a rookie, but not really. He knows how to pitch. He has elite command. He's getting to learn the league, but they're getting to learn him too. And I think he's going to do well. I think he did well in spring training. He showed he can pitch. He's going to be a good pitcher. He's going to pitch the contact, and that's where I think that defense that the Orioles has is really going to help him. And I think Sagano is going to be really, really successful with the Orioles. And I see 17 or more wins, leads the team in wins, and has a great season. So now we're down to our final 2. And number 2 for me, this is a big one. We're going to go with Adley Rutschman. I think Rutsch is going to have a bounce-back season from last year. Really big bounce-back season. I think he's going to hit 25 or more home runs. I think he's going to drive in 100. He's going to hit near 300. He's going to play gold glove defense behind home plate. And I think that before the end of the season, as the Orioles are pushing their way towards the playoffs, that the Orioles and Adley Rutschman announce during the season that Adley Rutschman signs an extension to stay with the Orioles. I think the extensions for some of these players has to start, and there's no better player to start with than Adley Rutschman, and I think it's going to happen this season. I think we're going to hear about an extension near the end of the year. It probably won't be till September. Maybe if the Orioles are getting ready to clinch the division, maybe as a clinch, gift to the fans, they announce it, something like that. We'll see. But I think it's going to happen. I think Adley's going to sign an extension this year. And then last but not least, this is number 1. And you guys may not feel this is a really big, bold prediction, but I think it is. Especially with the way this division is. It's extremely competitive. Lots of really good teams in the East. But I feel the Orioles are going to make the playoffs for a 3rd straight year, and they're going to win a division. They're going to win a playoff series this year. They're going to make a deep run. I'm not going to go so far as to say they're going to win the World Series, but I think they're going to make the playoffs, and I think they're going to make a deep run into the playoffs this year. I really, really do. I think the talent is there. I think the pitching is enough. More pitching. They're going to get more help as the year goes on. Tyler Wells, Kyle Bradish, Grayson Rodriguez, all those guys are going to come back healthy and going to help the team. I think if they can tread water and do really, really well early on, because their early schedule is hard, if they do that, I think they're going to make the playoffs for a 3rd straight year, and they're going to make a deep playoff run. I really do. They're not getting swept this season, and they're not losing the first playoff series. They're going to win it. So there you go, folks. That's my 20 bold predictions, or not so bold predictions, if you will, for the Baltimore Orioles this season. Now I want to hear from you. What are some of your predictions? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And again, if you are new here, please consider subscribing. Just hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. That way, when we go live or do a new video, you'll be notified. Hey, if you made it this far, I appreciate you very much. Opening day is only 2 days away. So exciting. Can't wait. Baseball's back. It's going to be an incredible season for the Orioles, and hopefully your team has a good season as well, if you're not an O's fan, but hopefully you are. Anyway, gang, thanks for joining me. Thanks for being here. And until next time, keep rooting for the O's, and take care of yourselves and each other. Bye now.